Now, let's talk about the end project. What are we doing there? It's actually, it started with a question 8 years ago when Arik and myself, Arik is my co-founder, we graduated from school, from MBAs in Ben-Gurion University. And the question we asked ourselves is, what if nonprofits had the same marketing, technology, HR, and strategy resources as business corporations? What would then happen? That question sparked our imagination. We thought that it's in our hands, right? We were young, we were restless, and we just got together with some other great people, people that actually had, all of us worked. I worked at Better Place, and in our spare time, we actually start doing things. We went to nonprofits and asked them, hey, can we help in some way? They said, yeah, let's do things. And we actually provided them with business products with our capabilities. And there were actually many people that wanted to come along. People from Google, from McKinsey, from great companies, people that were actually young professionals in the beginning of their career that wanted to do something meaningful. And actually it felt not only meaningful, but at some point we felt as if we're actually building our skills. We're building our capabilities. We're actually building a network. Something actually happened. And then we realized that we're part of something even bigger than that, because we're part of the business sector. We were and we still are. And the business sector plays a key role in shaping the Israeli society. It's the largest employer in Israel, probably everywhere else, except for, I don't know, North Korea. Waze, it produces Waze and other great companies, right? It's part of the traditional role of the business sector. And it also has the largest pool of resources and knowledge in the Israeli society. The problem is that only small portion, really small portion, goes back to society. And that happens because the pipeline is very, very thin, right? We have CSR, which is corporate social responsibility, that are doing things. It's not, sometimes it's not enough, and it actually doesn't allow the unbelievable potential that is out there to be fulfilled. So we said, hey, we're going to build the dream team of the Israeli business sector to provide amazing business products to nonprofits and small businesses. And we said, we understand it's supposed to be, it needs to be amazing business product, because otherwise it's like just, you know, nice to have stuff. We don't want to do things that are nice to have. We said, we're going to build that dream team. And we felt as if we discovered something in the years that we've done it without building a real platform. So the next question was, how do we bring the best and the brightest to our platform? How do we convince people to spend their spare time with us, helping nonprofits and small businesses around Israel on their spare time, alongside with their business day-to-day job? The answer was, and that's probably the key moment of the end project, we said, hey guys, we provide you an opportunity not just to volunteer. We provide you an opportunity to build a social career alongside your business career. And that's a new terminology. And I'm going to explain what's behind it. Because we all know what is volunteering. Volunteering could be sometimes opportunistic, right? We have an opportunity, we want to do that, it sounds nice, sounds interesting, it sounds as if we could actually help someone. It sometimes could be a one-time event, right? It happens, we do something, it's not sustained. It's not necessarily of a professional nature, right? We sometimes do things that don't have anything to do with professional skills or capabilities that we already have. It could be a do good and feel good. Probably all of it is do good and feel good, because we want to feel as if we help someone, if we help people, and it actually makes us feel good. That's great. And it's also becoming more and more, and today it's almost a standard, part of our CV as well. So we're doing something that we want to do, and we understand it's something that we want to reflect outside. And we actually thought, hey, that's okay, but and that's important, but there's a much bigger opportunity here. And that bigger opportunity, we call it building a social career alongside a business career, because that allows you to impact wisely. Wisely means that you bring your skills and capabilities, your professional skills and capabilities to the table on your volunteering activity. So your impact is much bigger as we see it. It not only allows you to realize your own skills and capabilities, because you want to allow people to develop their T model capabilities. Is any one of you aware of the employability model, the T model? The T model, just imagine a T, okay? The vertical bar is our area of expertise, okay? Let's say I'm an economist, so that's my area of expertise. I need to be the best economist alive. Great, but that's not enough. Because if I really want to be employable, if I really want to create value, that's what I need to develop, my horizontal bar. I need to understand, even if I'm an economist, I need to understand business development. I need to understand marketing. I need to know strategy. I need to understand corporate development. That gives me a bigger picture. That allows me to see something that is much broader. And that actually allows me to be much more employable and to create more value. It sums up a bigger picture. That's the most advanced employability model today, the T model, and always think about the horizontal bar there. It also allows you to broaden your leadership perspective, because when we do something that it's, you know, it's in our comfort zone, we're doing something that is, we understand, we know how it works, only when you get outside, only when we get our hands dirty, then we feel what's really outside. Then we get our perspective. Otherwise, we don't really understand what's really out there. We see one narrow thing and pretty much that's it. That's not enough if we want to see the bigger picture. So it also allows us to get a better perspective. It allows us to build our professional networks, and not by going to cocktails and events, right? Because we work. We want people to get their hands dirty together, and that makes bonding. That makes networking, and I'm gonna give some examples about it later on. And eventually, we understand that most of us want to get a sense of meaning, right? Not just when we volunteer. We want to do it in our work as well. We want to be that to be part of our life. We want to get a great sense of meaning. And we believe that that path that goes along with your business, with your day-to-day path, brings you another great sense of meaning. It actually completes something that usually we miss at work. So lesson number 3 is that the social sphere is an amazing opportunity for your future. It has the capacity to bring all your skills and capabilities, to absorb it, and to actually provide you with great value that goes back to society, but goes back to you as well. And that actually connects to another big thing. We all understand that the concept of career is changing. Actually, it already has been changed, because people today are not doing just one thing. That's it. That era is gone. Today, people are doing 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 things at a time, because they understand that they want to broaden their experiences. They want to see more things, even if they're stressed at work. We suggest that the other thing that you do would be your social career. And that's how it looks on our CV. That's the CV of all end project associates. What we see here is the summary that we usually have. The professional experience has our business activity and our social activity. It's part of our professional experience. It's not another line here of social activity. That era is gone. It's part of who we are. It's part of our network. It's part of our skills and capabilities, part of our employability. That's the full picture of who we are when we develop a social career alongside our business career. That's how employers would want to hire employees eventually. Who would they pick? This guy or this guy who has the same thing? They would hire this guy, the whole thing. They want to see people who have better perspective, who knows other things, who brings much more to the table than just the one thing. And it doesn't matter how great the business side is. We really believe in it. And actually, I wanted to show you my own personal CV, okay? Because the best thing about the social career, that not only that it benefits the social sector and small businesses and society, It actually provides an amazing value and a leverage to our business career. The social career is actually one leg or maybe two legs ahead of the business career. That's what I discovered. Because when I was working at TEFN, I've done business development there, I was also part of a council for enhancement of people with disabilities. I took part in something that was actually really great. I met someone named Ilan Cohen, who was the former Director General of Prime Minister's office. And once Better Place bankrupt, we actually met, and he said, you know what, I actually sold the company my company to a large management consulting firm in Israel. Go ahead, meet the owner, and see how it goes. We met, and that's it. The job was mine. It was really unbelievable, and it all happened because of the connection I had there. And I've done things that were not even near what I've done here. It was just so much more, even though that doesn't pay. That pays my rent, right? That pays probably everything else, really. And that's not the only example, because when we started our own business, Arik and myself, we actually have a startup, and we have 2040 leadership program. I'm not going to talk about it, but I want to share with you the fact that the confidence to actually take the courage and actually to build your own business, to leave our jobs, to set aside the salary, the right car, the convenience that we lived at, and to actually take the risk and build your own thing, the confidence came from here. When we did the End project, we actually felt as if, hey, we can do that, right? We've experienced it for the last 4 years. So we understand what it is to build a social career. We understand what it is to be entrepreneurs. And that experience came right back here. And that's what we do today. We do both things. And once again, as I told you, we feel as if that's the right place for us. So I'm gonna keep on doing social career alongside my business career for the rest of my life. Maybe someday it's gonna be one, because actually it broadened my perspective. I understand better where do I want to make an impact. What do I really want to do? When you have the perspective, you can decide better who am I and what am I going to do. So that's what actually happened to me. Lesson number 5, future leaders must broaden their perspective and diversify their professional networks. Do not network just with people like you. Not enough. Get out of your comfort zone. I'm going to talk about it a little bit later, but it is very important. If you want to reach high places, if you want to go to places you haven't been, you have to wake up in the morning and know that you're doing something that you haven't done in the past. You need to find the right experiences and to make sure that you're doing what it takes to get you there. So that's lesson number 5, and let's see a glimpse of what we do, of our activity. How does a social career alongside business career actually looks? So we carefully select 50 young promising leaders in Israel from the business sector once a year. Every year we do that. We tell them, guys, we want commitment of at least 6 hours, right? We want to make sure that everybody works, because we want people that work and can actually combine that with their work. And the commitment is besides the work, right? They need to do it on their spare time. We want to see proven excellence record and strong leadership capabilities and potential. Now, when we do that, we launched our first campaign in Facebook. It was under the radar for like, I don't know, a few bucks. We were amazed by the people that actually applied. Hundreds and hundreds of people actually applied to be part of the program. So for us, it was really interesting to see that people really do understand what it means, even without understanding what is End project, they understand the concept. And they came from amazing companies. We actually had the privilege to get probably the best young professionals in Israel as part of this program. We also select every year 20 nonprofit organizations and small businesses within national priority areas. Because when we talk about small businesses, the important part to understand is that we're not helping any small business. We're actually finding cities, big cities, that has, probably peripheral, geographically or socially, and we say, okay, if we'll help one business, small business, is going to be nice. If we're going to help 5 businesses to thrive and to succeed, that's going to be really nice. But if we're going to help 50 businesses in one city, we start to change the city. That's how it goes. This is why we're helping not just nonprofits, because the value there is obvious. Helping small businesses in national priority areas is something that nobody actually does. So we assemble mission-oriented task forces. We take the 50 guys, we spread them into groups of 5. That's the task force, multidisciplinary, because we wanted to be with an economist, with a lawyer, right? We want to make it something that actually brings different disciplines, different methods. We hook them up with our experts that are also doing it as part of their social career, and we hook them up to the NGOs or the SMBs for a 3-month session. Our professional experts actually come from a variety of great companies, and they're great people. They help with the methodology and everything, and off we go for that session, what we actually do. Before going into that, I'll tell you something, and I'm going to ask you that. We actually asked nonprofits about a year ago. We've made a large survey. We asked them if you could get anything from the business sector in terms of knowledge, resources, what would it be? What would help you the most in terms of time, knowledge, and capabilities? What do you think was the #1 need? Yep. Money. Right. Funding. They need to raise money. That's the #1 probably need in each and every social entrepreneurship, social activity, non-profit. But the problem is that specifically we don't know how to do in the business sector, because the business sector doesn't actually raise money, except for startups, and that's different. So for the first need, we couldn't answer because we didn't think we have enough tools. The second thing was, help us tell our story to the world. We are not sure that we provide the value proposition in a way that people can understand it. They told us we cannot reach our target audience, so that we can do very well. So the first thing we do is we help nonprofits tell their story to the world. We actually build them investor deck. Investor deck is like the presentation they present to investors. And it actually helps them a lot because we're doing just like branding to nonprofits. And that specific thing helped them a lot to get to their target audience, especially with social media campaigns that we carry out. The third thing they actually said, they told us, help us develop a self-sustained sources of income. Philanthropy goes down, the business or the government support goes down. We need to be self-sustained. We need to provide our own revenue stream with our own assets. So the thing that we do here is we actually build for them, with them, a business inside their nonprofit. That business provides them the revenue they need in order to stand on their feet. So we look at their assets, we look at the market needs, and when we see something that we can match up, that's an opportunity. And that's actually an amazing things goes there. Helping the small businesses is actually quite interesting, because what we see here, that's actually, she's the one we helped. She's just, I don't know, wanted to be in the picture. That's Amani. She's 26 years old, Amani Arzanati. She's Arab-Israeli lady from the city of Lod. That's where we work today. She actually is the main provider in her house. She has a business of nails. She's doing like, I don't know, they paint it or something. That people pay for that. And eventually, she's been there since she was 16. Once again, she's the main provider. She has a family, big family. When we met for the first time, it was like with the whole family. It was like, I don't know, 30 people. It was, okay. She said, I have a home business today, and I want to make it a real business. I want to take it outside, and I have no idea how to do that. So we helped her in 3 months to do several things. We've benchmarked the industry to see who is the market leader, and we said that's what we want to be. Then we said, how are we going to plan the move from the house to a relocation in the center of Lod. She actually found a location. And the next thing we did was actually to ask the customers, her customers, what do you actually need? Do you need more than just nails, or the nails are good? And then the lady said, hey, we want our hair done, right? And we want like the whole, I don't know, stuff, everything as part of our treatment. They want the full treatment. And then she realized there's a much bigger opportunity there. So she found a place, and now today she hired 3 employees. They're doing hair, doing things, and she owns a business with 3 employees. Her revenues are just way above what she had, and that's actually successful. She's actually making great business. And all she needed was that boost of people to help her understand how she does that. And for us, that's probably the magic that we're able to do. And when you take part in something like that, that actually blows your mind. So the win is for both sides. The nonprofits and small businesses get that dream team of young professionals. They get high-end business products. The attitude, that's important also. We don't go there as the business sector that comes to teach you something. That's not the way we do that. We're not patronizing. We're very careful to be part of their team. We want to be part of them in order to allow them to really bring their power outside, and they get it for free. They don't pay for it. They actually pay just a little bit, a symbolic price, just not to make it, for free. So the value to the young professionals, they get real life experience, right? They're developing their key capabilities. They're growing their network, and they actually empower nonprofits and small businesses as part of their life. They really impact others. They really impact themselves. So that's what we believe is the main thing that people actually want to do at the beginning of their career. They want to do something meaningful, and they want to develop their career, their skills, their capabilities, their network, and this change in state of mind, instead of volunteering, to think about it as social career. We actually believe that social career is the next generation of volunteering. That's how we look at it. And I invite you to actually think about it as well. Change the way you think about volunteering. There's a much bigger opportunity there. Our vision is actually to make the social career alongside the business career a standard. That's how it should be. Everyone needs to develop a social career alongside their business career. He doesn't need to do that. He wants to do that. It's a great opportunity. We want to go to LinkedIn and say, hey guys, one column is just not enough. Where's the other column? It's not just the volunteering activity anymore. It's my social career. It's part of who I am. It's part of my entire career, right? And that's what we want to do. It actually will allow us, we believe, to foster also a new generation of business leaders and social leaders, because they see a broader picture. And that's actually what we want to do, because when people do that and they take part in these sessions, these 3-month sessions, it doesn't end there, because we want to allow people to become board members in nonprofits. That's going to give them great experience, and that's going to provide great value to nonprofits. We want to actually combine people in many other things that they want to do as part of their career, just in order to get some more experiences, professional experiences, in their mission to get to where they want. So I want you to remember the very small fact that it's your time, and you decide what to do with your time. So when I'm talking to the associates in Nachshonim, we always say that instead of seeing another episode of Game of Thrones, we're actually, seriously, we can do that as well, but we actually do something that is amazing for us, it's amazing for society, it's actually making a change, and we believe it's part of what's going to happen. In the next 10 years, we believe that all CVs would look like you saw it, the two-sided, the parallel CVs. So we get our presentation back, and get ready.
Running out of breath, but I got stamina. stamina. Oh, running now I close my eyes. Well, oh, I got stamina. And oh, I see another mountain to climb, but I got stamina. Oh, I need another lover be mine, 'cause I got stamina. Don't give up, I won't give up. Don't give up, no, no, no. Don't give up, I won't give up. Don't give up, no, no, no. I'm free to be the greatest I'm alive. I'm free to be the greatest here tonight. The greatest, the greatest, the greatest. I love you. The greatest, the greatest. I love you. Oh, running out of breath, but I got stamina. Oh, running now I close my eyes, but I got stamina. And oh yeah, running through the waves of love. I got stamina. And oh yeah, I'm running and I'm just enough. And I got stamina. Don't give up, I won't give up. Don't give up, no, no, no. Don't give up, I won't give up. Don't give up, no, no, no. I'm free to be the greatest I'm alive. I'm free to be the greatest here tonight. The greatest, the greatest, the greatest. I love you. The greatest, the greatest. I love you. Oh, I got stamina. Oh, I got stamina. Oh, I got stamina. Oh, I got stamina.
Don't you like movies? It's like fun. It gives you like a moment to rest. So that's the movie. We talked about our vision. We actually don't have enough time, so I'm gonna just run. We heard the vision. We understand the path that we want to allow people to actually build. That's the social career that we want them to build alongside their business career. We want to actually provide the opportunity. People would pursue it themselves to foster a new generation of leaders who get their hands dirty, who breaks their own eye ceiling, and eventually aim high and get there. So, lesson number 6, dream big. Don't settle for less, seriously, right? Life is short, we have one chance, so make sure you find that dream. You get your hands dirty. By the way, sometimes when you get your hand dirty, then you find the dream and pursue that. Just go ahead and pursue that. I know that it sounds a little bit distant, but eventually you'll get to the point that you'll have a dream. You won't be sure if it's something that fits you, if it goes along, if you can really do that. You can, and you need to bring it big. And then you need to just go ahead and do that, or build your path to go ahead and eventually do that. Lesson number 7 connects directly to the number 6 lesson. Do not become that someone who chooses convenience over life. That could happen to many people, right? We're scared, we're just a little bit convenient. We know the atmosphere, we know the people, everything great. It's not great, because seriously, eventually, when we choose that over that, eventually, someday, sometime, we're gonna regret not pursuing that. So I'm sorry about the cliche, but you need to get out of your comfort zone. You cannot be settled. Seriously, you need to find that place that actually, once again, gets your mind and your heart aligned. That's what I want to do, and that's what I'm actually doing. When it's one, then you choose life over convenience. Do not fall into that, because it's not just fear. Fear is just the outcome. Convenience is the problem. Do not get too convenient. And the last lesson for today actually tells us what we need to do in order for not to be settled. We need to build a roadmap. We don't want to be a leaf in the wind, because companies today spend millions of dollars to understand and to plan their strategy. They tell themselves, where are we going to be 5 years, 10 years from now? Why don't people do that? They don't. People are just, job searching. They're finding the next opportunity. That's not enough. We need to have strategic path. We need to understand where we want to go. We need to set up a point in time and say, hey, that's what I want to do. And don't be mistaken, it's not your passion, because passion is like, who knows what's their passion, right? It's too big. But you need to find out what actually makes you tick. And when you find that little something that interests you, go and investigate that. Go and search for that. Learn it, talk to people, find if it's really what makes you tick, even if it looks very far away. Because when you see that, and when you say, hey, that's where I want to go, then you have your roadmap. And then you're gonna be someone that actually plans their path, because there are probably many paths to get to any point in time. Find your own path. It could be anything, but make sure it's part of your strategic path, something that you actually plan and not opportunistic, because then when you get opportunities, you understand that it's only opportunities. It's not part of your strategic path. If that's an amazing opportunity that could become your strategic path, great. But do not walk around the world with just, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. It's just not enough, and one day people actually regret that. So that's me, and that's the end project, and the lessons I've learned, and my family, and some I hope takeaways. And we have a couple of minutes for questions. So if you do have, please ask.
So before we can have an end goal.
I'm sorry, an end goal.
An end goal.
Yeah.
I suppose part of that is life will throw many things at you. Could be bad things like divorce. Could be good things such as, you know, you find a better career. It's pretty quite hard though to have an end goal, because life throws up barriers.
Right.
You can't always think you're going to do X, but actually you're going to do Y.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
So the end goal is actually, it's a living thing, right? I've changed my end goal like, I don't know, 1,000 times. But I always ask myself, and it's not my end goal, it's where am I aiming my energy? Where am I aiming my time? That's the most valuable resource, right? Another cliche. Okay, it's a right cliche because that's what it is. We need to understand what we want to do and how we want to do that in order to get to that point in time, that end goal that you say. By the way, I love the accent, so keep on talking afterwards. It's like, it's amazing. And we believe that actually you need to actually ask yourself all the time, what's my end goal? And it's gonna change a lot, and that's okay. It changes because life happens, right? Most strategies, by the way, do not execute as it was planned, but you still plan. You still aim to a certain point, and then life happens, that's okay. You still, most of the time, going to find that end goal. You just need to ask the question and to pursue the answer. Other questions? Great. Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you.